In a region where geography decides power and access shapes economies, a quiet but important shift is taking place in the Horn of Africa. Somaliland, sitting on a strategic coastline near the entrance to the Red Sea, is steadily building closer ties with Ethiopia, one of Africa's largest landlocked nations. As global trade routes become more competitive and security concerns rise around the Red Sea corridor, Ethiopia is searching for more reliable access to the sea, while Somaliland is looking for stronger economic partnerships and international engagement. This growing connection is not just about trade. It reflects deeper changes in regional strategy, influence, and survival in one of the world's most sensitive maritime zones. This is Inside Horn, a channel dedicated to facts, clarity, and reliable analysis. No rumors, no propaganda, no misinformation, only the truth. Here, you can understand the Horn of Africa clearly and without bias. In recent years, the Horn of Africa has been going through significant geopolitical changes, especially around trade routes, maritime access, and regional alliances. One of the most closely watched developments is the growing relationship between Somaliland and Ethiopia. This partnership has been gradually strengthening, and it is now attracting attention from regional governments and international observers. Somaliland, located in the northwestern part of the Horn of Africa, controls a long coastline along the Gulf of Aden, near the entrance to the Red Sea. This location is extremely important because it sits close to one of the busiest and most strategic shipping routes in the world. Despite declaring independence in 1991, Somaliland has not yet received international recognition. However, it has maintained its own government institutions, security forces, and, well, relative stability compared to many surrounding areas. Ethiopia, on the other hand, is one of the largest and most influential countries in the region. With a rapidly growing population and economy, Ethiopia depends heavily on access to international sea routes for trade. Since losing its direct coastline in the early 1990s, Ethiopia has relied mainly on Djibouti for importing and exporting goods. This dependence has made maritime access a critical national issue for Ethiopia's long-term development strategy. As global trade patterns shift and security concerns increase in the Red Sea region, Ethiopia has started exploring additional options to diversify its access to ports. This is where Somaliland becomes strategically important. Its location provides a shorter and potentially more efficient route to international waters, especially for trade moving through the Gulf of Aden and beyond. At the same time, Somaliland has its own economic and political interests in strengthening ties with Ethiopia. One of its main goals is to attract foreign investment and expand infrastructure development, especially around its ports such as Berbera. Partnerships with neighboring countries like Ethiopia can help increase trade flow through these ports, creating jobs and boosting the local economy. The cooperation between the two sides is largely based on practical needs rather than formal political recognition. Ethiopia is focused on securing reliable and diversified access to the sea, while Somaliland is focused on economic growth, trade expansion, and increasing its regional role. This mutual interest has led to discussions around port usage agreements, transportation corridors, and long-term economic cooperation. The Red Sea and surrounding maritime routes have also become more strategically sensitive in recent years. Increased military presence from global powers, along with regional tensions in nearby countries, has made these waters a key focus of international attention. Because of this, countries in the Horn of Africa are paying closer attention to their maritime security and trade stability. For Ethiopia, developing closer relations with Somaliland is part of a broader strategy to reduce risk and avoid overdependence on a single port. For Somaliland, deeper engagement with Ethiopia provides an opportunity to demonstrate its stability and economic potential to the outside world. It also helps Somaliland position itself as a key logistics and trade hub in the region. However, this growing relationship exists in a delicate political environment. The Horn of Africa is a region where historical disputes, diplomatic sensitivities, and competing interests often overlap. Any significant development in alliances or agreements tends to be closely observed by neighboring countries and international organizations. Even with these challenges, both Somaliland and Ethiopia appear committed to continuing their cooperation in a gradual and careful manner. Instead of sudden political changes, the focus remains on infrastructure development, trade facilitation, and economic collaboration that can benefit both sides over time. As developments continue, this partnership is likely to remain an important factor in shaping the future of regional trade and connectivity. The Horn of Africa is changing, and economic and strategic interests are becoming more closely connected across the region, especially around access to ports and control of key trade routes. The way this relationship evolves will depend not only on bilateral interests between Somaliland and Ethiopia, but also on broader regional stability and global maritime dynamics that continue to influence the Horn of Africa. These wider factors, including security in the Red Sea and shifting international trade patterns, will play a role in shaping how this cooperation develops.